What's good, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're just going to be installing this braided wig from WestKiss hair. I wanted to put this clip in to let you guys know that I did braid this myself, so it didn't come like this or anything, but you can see even right here the lace was fire from the get-go. It's a HD 13x4 lace front wig, so as you can tell, it is like definitely HD. The wig is pretty much see-through, which is a good and a bad thing because as you guys see in a second, my cap was showing through the wig, which is a huge no-no. I hate that, but I did end up fixing it for the final look. But like I said, I braided this myself. I braided on my mannequin head and I ended up installing it with the braids already. You have the option to braid it on your head. I just didn't want to risk like pulling on the glue because I don't really trust this glue. I'm using Bold Hold Active again, and y'all know I'm like in the middle, on the fence about it. It's kind of like a hit or miss certain days, but this time it worked really well for this lace. I also think it's one of those glues that I shouldn't be using like in the summer in Florida. I think there's stronger glues out there like Erica J's that I think I might start using soon, but this is what I had on hand at the time. So as usual, I just did my 2 layers of glue for the whole install. On the corners later you'll see I did like 3 layers, but that's just because I want extra security. I didn't expect to keep this in very long and I didn't want glue buildup either. So after I glued that down, the ear tabs aren't really glued down yet, and I'm just gonna go ahead and cut off any excess lace. Some of the hair was stuck in the braid, so you'll see later that I end up re-braiding it, but I like to cut off the extra lace just so it looks more seamless. And I did that on both sides, and then we're gonna go ahead and glue down the sides. And like I said earlier, I used 3 layers for the sides just because I wanted extra security. And this is always the part that lifts first, but since you have the braids in the front and those aren't moving too much, it actually stayed down a pretty long time. For my sides, I just kind of let the glue air dry and then I installed the wig. I didn't use a blow dryer for this install at all, just because I had time today. And then as usual, I'm combing the lace into the glue. I feel like that's the best way to get it to stick. It is a little harder because there's a braid, but it's kind of the same thing. You just want to make sure you're applying pressure. Same thing for the other side. I'm gonna kind of let you guys watch this a little bit, and then of course we're gonna get into cutting that lace off. So after I installed that side, I went back and re-braided this braid just because, like I said, when I cut the excess lace off, some of the hair kind of got pulled out from the braid and it made it look all weird. But it was super easy to re-braid, so this made me realize that I could have really just braided it on my head and it would have saved me a little bit of trouble, but I just thought it would be faster to do it on the mannequin head. And then after that, I wanted to make sure that all of those edges with hair on them were glued down because I didn't want to cut any more hair off because, like I said, it's kind of weird and hard to pull it off when it's in the braid. So I tried to use like all the edges, and y'all know I'm like the first person to say like it's okay to cut hair, but this time I just didn't want to go through the hassle of re-braiding, so I made sure to stick all the hair down as much as I could at least. For these corner pieces, like these little ends, I used 2 layers of glue. I don't think it's too serious to the point where you have to do 3, but I just did 2 just to make sure it would stick down, and then I applied pressure to make them stay. And then I pulled back all the sectioned off baby hairs and just started cutting the lace. And y'all can see right here how fire this lace is. Like, it's truly HD. You cannot even see like where the lace ends and where my skin begins, and even before I cut it, it was kind of blending in, and this is no makeup on this at all. All I did was bleach the knots, and even then, before then, it has super tiny knots, and you guys could see from like the parting that it's not a super thick frontal, which is good. It makes it look really natural. So I was scared to over pluck it, but it came out so good, y'all, and I would not have plucked it anymore. I barely did anything to this wig. It kind of came perfect already, but honestly, that's how WestKiss hair is, and I'm not just saying that because we're doing this video for them. Every time it's the consistency, and their lace is the best lace that I've ever tried, and this, I say this every time. I've done another braided wig with them, this exact same hairstyle, and it was one of my most popular looks that I've ever done because it just looks so natural, and I feel like their lace is a hit every time. So right here I'm just doing my baby hairs. I did a mixture of foam and got to be gel because I didn't want them too crunchy, but that foam does not work in Florida, I'm letting y'all know, or at least not for me. So yeah, foam, got to be gel, kind of mixed those on the hair and then swooped it. As you guys can see here, my cap is showing through. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier, but for the final result, you'll see that I kind of pulled it back so it's not showing. You also have the option to do the ball cap method, which I do not like because I feel like for someone who changes their wigs as much as me, that's not good for your edges. So I don't do that. You don't have to, and I'll show you guys once again at the end how it looked because it doesn't look like this the whole time. I just want that to be known. If I had to do anything differently with this wig, it might be the baby hairs. I don't know what exactly I would have did differently, but I think for sure I would have braided it on my head, and then I would have got to have a little bit more freedom with the baby hairs because they were kind of pre-sectioned, as you guys saw. So I don't really have much of a choice of like how to do them, if that makes sense. But I do like how it came out. And then right here, I'm just going to kind of seal my braid and some of the baby hairs with the mousse and wrap that down with this hair tie. Don't read that, that's a different brand, I'm so sorry. That's the only one I have that's like Velcro. But while that's wrapped up, I'm going to be hot combing the wig down. I do go back later and not on camera, but I hot comb in layers, like in sections. I just started doing that, and I've been doing my own hair forever, as you guys know, like on YouTube for 2 years now. And it makes such a difference. Like that, it's the little things, because I took that for granted, and I kind of just thought as long as the hot comb is getting to the root, like on the first layer, it don't really matter. But on this wig specifically, I noticed doing it in sections makes it just look a lot flatter. So after I took that off, I was kind of looking at my baby hairs and just seeing what they looked like before I went to bed. I did sleep like this. I didn't want to define the curls and then have to redo them the next morning for the reveal. So I decided to just sleep with the curls not defined. And this is how it looked exactly when I woke up. Y'all, I had literally just woke up and I wanted to define the curls. I'm going to be doing it in 4 sections. That's just like half up, half down, and then 2 sections in the back, you know, like split it in half. All I'm doing is applying water, a leave-in conditioner, and then some mousse. And I'll show you guys the product shortly. But the first step is to just detangle with water. Another thing about WestKiss that's super consistent, every single time their wigs are just like silky, even though they're curly. They're easy to comb through. You can finger detangle these wigs, so they're super nice. This is Rim Pure Professional's Coconut Whipped Cream Leave-In Conditioner. I'm using this on this wig because I feel like the hair is high quality, and I wanted to use like an expensive product because it takes really well to this hair, and it just made it like super silky, and I can actually notice the difference like in slip. This is just like really, really high quality hair, and there's so much of it. I really wanted to take care of it. So I'm doing the same thing for the other side, and then after I apply that leave-in conditioner to this side, I'll be putting the mousse in both of the sides. I'm just using this wrapping lotion foam to define the curls on both of the sides and seal it in, and then that is kind of what I'm going to repeat for the whole head. So after I defined all the curls, I kind of wanted to go back with the hot comb and press down those roots again. And this is when I should have did it in layers, but I didn't. And then after this, you guys will be able to see the final result with the hair dried, and I will show you that in a second. I really love how this hair came out, and I would definitely recommend shopping with WestKiss. This is my absolute favorite hair company for curly wigs, and I always say this, especially if you're looking for HD lace that's like super high quality. So this is how my hair came out after the install. I added these cute gold clips just to add some style to it. I feel like it helps my braids stand out a little bit more. On the left is a picture or video of the hair dry because it's still a little damp on the right, and I just wanted to show you guys like a more accurate representation of like the volume. I feel like it has a lot of volume, but it's not too much for summer, and I live in Florida, so it gets so hot down here. And the braids also keep it out your face, which is a bonus. I love how long this wig is, and I love the curl pattern, and I feel like it's super easy to detangle. As usual, WestKiss has like the best curly hair. So if you guys are interested, the link will be down below, but I am going to go to bed. It's 3 in the morning. I will see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and shop with WestKiss in my description box.